Hi, today we are going to be doing pan-seared shrimp with bacon and risotto with pancetta and baby spinach. Here is all of my ingredient needed. I have my risotto, chicken broth, my heavy whipping cream, my baby spinach that I just picked from our garden, my shrimp that I have washed, dried, and salt and peppered on both sides, my onion and my bacon. So it calls for shallots, which is like a mild onion. I'm just using onion because I do not have shallots. It calls for pancetta. I am just going to be using my thick sliced bacon because that's what I have, and use what you have. So that's what I have, that's what I'm using. I'm going to turn my pans on to start preheating. I'm going to be using my Dutch oven and my little saute pan, and that is the only two pans that I should need. Both of my two recipes that I'm making both call for bacon or pancetta. So my shrimp is going to be fried in the bacon grease. And then my risotto will also be cooked in the bacon grease. So there. I have my skillets both heating. This is our bacon that we got from when I bought half of our pork, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to chop this up in both of them. I'm going to chop about 2 pieces up in each of them. I got my recipe right there behind you. I can show you my recipe here in a minute. I'm going to put 2 pieces in that one over there. Nice thick cut bacon. I can smell it. This is going to come together pretty quickly because I'm cooking them both at the same time. Normally I don't always do both of them at the same time, but that'll be nicer so my video won't be as long. I might put a whole nother piece of bacon in this one. Just because why not? Bacon makes everything better. And that'll be nice for my shrimp. I'm going to do, I think I'm actually going to do my risotto in this back pan. I'm going to do my shrimp in this front one. That is my bacon. Cut it up with my scissors. Make it small pieces. I'm going to cut this onion small because where it's supposed to be a shallot, I don't need a whole bunch of it either. It'll be mixed in my risotto. I don't have it in my recipe, but if I would have had mushrooms, I would have definitely put some mushrooms in this because I've made it before with mushrooms in it, and it's just delicious if you like mushrooms. I do. I love mushrooms, so I'll put them in anything that I'm making for sure. You guys see my piece? There they are. Stir that up in there. We want to get it nice and crispy. I'm going to wait a second to add my onion because onion does cook quicker. Since I'm doing bacon, I would actually recommend you have an apron on because bacon grease pops and it will ruin your clothes. My aprons are right around the corner. I should get one, but I'm already doing my cooking now. So while that is going, I am going to be using 1/4 cup of my risotto. Get that fits in there. Get it all, my cup full. I'm going to be cooking this right in my pan. As soon as my bacon's done, I'll be adding it to my pan. 1/4 cup. Right, that's it. We want to get this bacon pretty crisp. And both of them. Turn that one up a tiny bit. It's okay if one takes a little bit longer than the other, because the risotto is actually going to take a minute to cook. Not sure if you ever cooked risotto before, but you actually want to add your chicken broth to it slowly. So you don't want to just add a bunch of liquid and it have to sit and drink it all. You want to add it slowly at a time. So since I'm making a 1/2 cup of risotto, I will be adding my chicken broth a 1/2 cup at a time. If you were making a 1/4 cup of risotto, you would add your chicken broth a 1/4 cup at a time. If you were making a cup of risotto, you'd add your chicken broth a cup at a time. So you see how that worked out. I'm making a 1/2 cup, so I'll be adding it a 1/2 cup at a time. I'm going to go ahead and add these onions to this because my bacon is almost done and crispy in this pan. Looking good. And it smells good too. It's not smell-o-vision, so you don't get to smell it, but if you make it yourself, you'll get to smell it. This works just fine in placement of pancetta, because pancetta, like I said, to me, is just thick cut bacon. Probably something different. This is just what I do. If you want to go get some pancetta, you go get some pancetta. That'll be great too. Okay, see how those onions cooked up really quickly? That's why I don't add them at the same time as my bacon. And my bacon is beautiful. So since this one is my first one done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start my risotto in this pan. And I'll do my shrimp in the other one, just because the risotto is gonna take longer than the shrimp. Get that on there, cooking a little slower. Got my slotted spoon here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out with my slotted spoon and put it right over there. It wants you to add the spinach now, the recipe calls for. And I guess I'll go ahead and do that. I don't always do it that way, just because your spinach wilts quickly and everything like that. And it's just, I like to add it at the end. But I'm gonna add it now anyway. So I'll just do it real quick. It's gonna wilt up there. This is Malbar spinach. And I just cut it and I got the young fresh leaf, because baby spinach is what my recipe calls for. Keep that in there. I don't want to cook it too much. I don't want it to be like it came out of a can or anything. I just want to soften it a little bit. Like that. Hear it popping? Pop, 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 pop. Gotta stay back. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to cook that. I'll go ahead and put it over there. You can add your spinach at the end and cook it a little bit, or you can do it now. My risotto, after my risotto's cooked, it's going to actually be hot. So I'm going to add that back in at the end. You stir that. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of olive oil in there because I'm getting ready to put my shrimp in this pan. Right now I have this on 4. Just, you have to learn your stove. Different stoves, they heat at different temperatures too. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sometimes when I make my videos, and I can actually see more when I'm looking at it than when I upload it and what they actually show me. There's my bacon back there going for that. Okay, here I'm gonna put my risotto in. I'm gonna stir my risotto until it's opaque just on all the sides. So see right now, it's kind of white and stuff like that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're just gonna stir it in here and get it a little opaque. We got 2 going, so I got my bacon going back here too. Don't burn your bacon. Just get your bacon going. There. There's gonna be a lot of good bacon in our recipe. Keep going. You'll notice when the edges start getting a little opaque. And then we'll start adding our liquid. I turn this down a little bit. It's at 4. It's not too opaque, but I'm getting ready to go ahead and start adding my liquid because see, it's starting to smoke and stuff like that, and I just don't want it to smoke too much because so I'm gonna start adding this. Turn that down a half or a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna go ahead and add my 1/4 cup of my chicken broth, and I'm gonna keep stirring that in until it absorbs it. Back here, this bacon is done. I have my slotted spoon. I'm gonna go ahead and take out this bacon. It's nice and crispy and done. This is for this. It's actually 2 different recipes that I'm combining together. So I'm combining my bacon pan-seared shrimp, and then I'm combining my risotto. See my good bacon grease in there? I'm gonna stir this. And I'm waiting for it to absorb it. See that liquid in there? Waiting for it to absorb that liquid. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and take my tongs and I'm gonna put my shrimp in here. I'm just gonna lay them all around. I got this turned down to 4 now also. It goes up to 10. Like I said, you just gotta learn your stove. This is what I do on my stove. This plates up really pretty too. I'm gonna cook these shrimp until they're all the way pink on that one side. That's how I know they're done. And then I'll turn it over. Look at this. See, it's absorbed all that. So now I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup. That way you can bring it up to temperature pretty quick too, because we're only adding a little bit at a time. You can get hot quick. This back here will take about 3 minutes. Let me go ahead and turn this one up. I turned it up to 6. This is what makes this nice and good and creamy, and everything is just adding a little bit of time. See my little bacon pieces in there and stuff too. So I'm just gonna wait for it to absorb that. My shrimp back here is cooking. If you're using a Dutch oven like me, be careful, them sides get hot. Where'd my little tongs go? I didn't actually want those to flip. They started flipping on me. So I tossed them. I was just trying to slide them around a little bit, not actually flip them. There. They are looking yummy. Like I said, that shrimp's gonna get done way faster than my risotto. It's still a pretty fast meal to put together though. And it's delicious and beautiful. I said it is called risotto with pancetta and shallots and spinach. And then we have our pan-seared shrimp and bacon. I'll be adding my bacon back into my shrimp. And then I'll be adding my bacon and my spinach back to my risotto once my risotto is done. A funny story is I actually never had risotto growing up. I never knew what risotto was. Then years ago, I started watching Hell's Kitchen, and he was always screaming about the risotto, people doing their risotto wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these. They're starting to get the pink on the top. So I'm gonna turn them off. Just real quickly. Turn. While I'm turning these, giving my risotto time to soak that up. If you don't like shrimp, you don't have to have it with shrimp. You can have it with something else. But just to know how to cook risotto is actually a good thing to do. Because apparently a lot of people don't know how to cook risotto because everybody was getting hollered at on Hell's Kitchen for messing up the risotto. And he'd throw that pan, he'd throw it across the room. They messed the risotto up. So that was always funny. Not funny, but it was always like a wow. So anyway, I went to a cooking class and I learned how to make risotto. And this is how I learned how to make it. I'm gonna go ahead and get my other half of cup ready. I'm gonna slowly drizzle this in because I've got it already boiled in there. So I want to keep it boiling is what I want to do. So that's why I'm adding it slowly like this. And keep it boiling. And I want to keep getting it all the liquid at once too until it won't take any more of it. Hell's Kitchen will show you how it's not supposed to be, but they don't show you how to do it and make it how it is supposed to be. A lot of people, we notice, don't cook nowadays. Everybody's going out to eat for all their meals and don't cook. So actually there's a lot of really good meals that you can cook at home that are pretty simple meals. And they taste just like if you were at a restaurant, and even better in my opinion. A lot of times we go to restaurants and we order stuff and it's kind of disappointing because it's actually never as good as when you make it at home and you know exactly what's in it. I don't know if anybody else has noticed this particular thing, but every time I go out to a restaurant and I eat at a restaurant, it's not like I'm overeating either, but I'll gain weight every time I go out to eat. I don't know what they put in it. Now, you see, I definitely use some salt and stuff in my recipes. So it isn't just the salt makes me that I'm gaining weight, but something they put in their food when I'm going out to eat is making me gain weight. I don't gain weight if I just eat at home. And I eat the same amount. I'm not saying that I eat less. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this back here off. I'm gonna put my bacon back in it and just spread it out like that. because my shrimp is done. I'm gonna turn that shrimp off, put my lid on it, and it's just waiting for me to finish up over here. Once my risotto is done, I'll start plating, and you'll see how beautiful this all comes together. The longest part of this is getting this risotto right. And like I said, that's probably why so many people on Hell's Kitchen had a hard time with it. I don't even know if Hell's Kitchen's still on or anything. If it was, I would watch it. But we don't have cable or anything like that. So I don't actually know what's on TV anymore, because I don't get TV. We got Netflix. And we got Prime too. Netflix and Prime. That's what we get to watch. We don't actually watch TV in the day. We watch TV in the night when it's dark out. We don't even turn our TV on at all in the daytime. I'm just going to keep adding that liquid. Like I said, it's going to take a few more minutes. Not much longer, but it's still pretty quick. It's quicker than like ordering DoorDash or something. We've started from start to finish. This is a live video cooking. I mean, I'm not on live because Facebook deletes my live videos, and so I can't actually make live videos. I have to do it this way. But it's live time cooking. Like, you're here for the whole time the meal's getting cooked. So if you were to order DoorDash or whatever, you could actually have your meal done and it be more healthy than ordering it out. And it's much more affordable too. Good Lord, I don't know how people are affording to go out to eat as much as they do. We're on a budget here. We're retired, and we don't have money to go out to eat all the time. So we do most of our cooking here at home. Budget-friendly cooking. Fast, easy, delicious, budget-friendly cooking. If you want, sometimes you can get a little piece. It's got a ways to go, so I'm positive of it. A little piece, and try it, and then you'll know, oh, how close you're getting. I'm gonna turn it a little bit more so I can get it absorbing this quickly. Sometimes we order risotto when we are out. We're members to a local wine club around here, and they have some pretty good risotto. We don't go often. We might go out to eat, I don't know, once a month, twice a month, if that. Most of the time we eat at home. I don't mind cooking. And Jim doesn't mind eating my cooking. He's laughing at me. He doesn't mind eating my cooking. One thing I did have to learn, there's only 2 of us here. So I'm trying to do portion control instead of cooking for an army, because sometimes I cook for an army and we'll have a lot of leftovers and food, and then we eat too much because we will eat those leftovers. So I try to cook more often and cook less. I could turn my fan on in here, but I think if I turn my fan on, it might be too loud, and you might not be able to hear me talk. So this is almost done. When I just tasted it a second ago, it's getting pretty close to done. And this is when the secret will come in, of that heavy whipping cream over there. The heavy whipping cream helps make it creamier, makes your risotto beautiful and creamy. It's still just absorbing that liquid. Absorb it, absorb it. This is the secret of making your risotto right here, adding your liquid slowly and letting it absorb it. This is how I do it anyway. This is how I was taught to do it. If other people do it different, that's fine too. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If you got a better way and yours turns out better and you don't have to sit here and stir and wait for your risotto to soak it up, you can give me a tip. But this is the tips I learned. I went to the Learning Kitchen and did a class, and that's where I learned this recipe. Absorb that and keep on adding it. Here in a second, I'll taste this one and see if it's tender as I want it. Different people might like it different tendernesses. I like mine tender. It's different from cooking regular rice. Like regular rice, you're not having to sit and do this and add your liquid and add it and add it and add it. But this is risotto. Here in a second, that's it. I'm gonna try another little tiny piece. And that's one way you'll know. But as long as it's absorbing it, you should keep giving it to it. There's another little piece. I'm gonna taste that little tiny piece. It's pretty tender and good. So this meal is gonna be done in less than 30 minutes because it says we're at 27 minutes now. And I'm getting ready to add my heavy whipping cream now, if I can get it open. Okay. There. Now it has absorbed all of my chicken broth and it's tender. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add that much. That's probably about, I don't know, 2 tablespoons. If I had mushrooms, right now would be the time that I would be adding those mushrooms. Or you could have added it to this mixture back here. That would have been a good time to add it too. Now I'm actually getting ready to plate this up and you'll get to see how beautiful it ends up being. I'm gonna put all this back in there now and stir it. Turn my stove off. My stove is all completely off because the meal is done. Pay no attention to that. Okay, I'm gonna put our 2 plates out because we are both eating today. There's enough for 2. So about 1/4 of a cup for each person that you're feeding. If you're cooking for 2 people, 1/2 of a cup. If you're cooking for 4 people, you use a whole cup. So I'll put this on here. 1 plate. Let's see if you can see my plates. And 2 plates. And then I shall open this one. My top is hot. Get my tongs. And I set my shrimp around the edges. It's a healthy dinner. Healthy and delicious. Put my shrimp all around the edges. I could have spent more time plating it, and it would have looked probably better, but here you go. Get all that out there. And my delicious bacon. There it is. Let me put our forks. I do not have our forks here. Do you have them, baby? So there is dinner. Jim likes to eat his with a spoon.
Yes.
Okay, baby, taste it and see how you like it. I've got to go over here and get mine. Turn off all these lights. I'm done cooking. I shall come back and clean that. Here's mine.
Very good.
Bon appetit, everybody. Hope you have a wonderful evening and happy cooking and enjoy your meals.